What is it? Okay, so what's the agenda? Agenda is to launch these services. First is event log service. Run that. Second is courier account services. Launch that. Oh shoot! Hold up. Do that. Kill. I just said kill. Okay. Beach delivery topic admin cancel. Subscription event log cannot be found. Okay. Just, how do I do this? Maybe I'll just share my event log service. Share application window. We'll share the test for right now. Then I could go to my Azure portal. Beach delivery. Topics. And I think the error was something about admin-cancel. This is admin-cancel. There should be, okay, courier app, customer app is missing a subscription for event log. Subscription dash event dash log. Okay. Create that. Now, if I go back, now let me do something for a second. I should be able to stop sharing, share, then do that. Okay. We should be fine now. So if I go to the event log and try to run it again, registration function is async, but it's not return. Okay. Kill. When we say registration function, this is registration function. I'm not sure what the issue is. If we go The goal is to reach 30 minutes. Right now I'm at 5 minutes, 27 seconds. Topic is topic.admin canceled. Subscription. That event log cannot be found. All right, so let's stop the screen. Again, we can share. We're just going to share our event log for right now. Go to our admin cancel function, and we'll look at this. So topic admin cancel subscription event log. If I go to my Azure portal, then look at my topics, then look at admin cancel. Topic admin dash canceled. Okay, now look, the spelling looks fine. Subscription dot event dash log. If I go down, subscription, oh, I have a subscription dash event dot log. That's not right. Okay. There should be a rename on here. Delete that, add a new subscription. Subscription dot event dot or dash log. That. Okay. That should be straight. So now, if I try to run this again, it appears to be fine now. Says it is a sync, but does not return a task. Now, I don't think I'm allowed to. I guess I can. Never mind. Apparently, I could just do this. Relaunch this. Yeah, we're back in business. Okay. So, event log is running. We need to run account services. Run that, see what that looks like. Okay, account services is running. Delivery request service, what does that look like? Delivery request service is this right here. And for a courier canceled, what are we going to do here? Again, this is the delivery request service. So here, I have to do dispatch another courier. Okay. How do I do that? Because I'm already in the service, you would think that I could just give me a second. Oh, this delivery request. Yeah, I thought that my courier service handled that. Give me a second. Where's my courier service at? Courier service calls a delivery request for courier canceled. Okay. Okay. Sharing my screen. It looks like I'm not. Stop screen share. Share. Do that. It looks like this. Delivery request should be calling the courier dispatch. I'm just not seeing it in here. This is post delivery request function. It creates an open order. And it just creates that in the database. It doesn't do anything else. Which, are you sure? Bank card transactions. Yeah, it doesn't have any reference to courier dispatch. I don't know why this thing is default different case. Yeah, so this customer cancel or courier cancel. I don't think it really does anything. The only thing that this, because it needs to be orchestrated, again, this is the point of contact for a courier canceling is a courier service. I feel like this probably should just call courier dispatch then, because I can't make a case for this delivery request service doing anything. Okay, like I don't have a case for it. What I can do is I can I want to do this. First of all, why is it doing all this? What I can do is we can comment all this out for right now. And then instead of calling it delivery request, we can, when is this thing in? We can call our courier dispatch. So we can call our courier dispatch service for delivery requested. So this would be a give me a second. So this would be a delivery requested function in which we would have a paid delivery request, whatever that is, quote, and the payment intent ID. Oh, okay. No, that's fine. So we have in here let paid delivery request, which is this, equal, and then it was like a quote equals whatever, and then it was payment intent ID equal whatever. Okay. This paid delivery request doesn't exist for the courier service, so we have to create that. And that can be created in the data transfer module. Do that. How does it not know what a quote is? All right, this is going to be interesting. Okay. Hopefully that stuff gets resolved. Surprised I have 0 observers 20 minutes going into this. All right, so we've got to etch out a quote from here. And so how is that done? There's an order that we already have, but we don't have a payment intent ID. Why are we defining an order twice? And is completed is not true. like, yeah, this is wrong. So this whole order thing should be let updated order equal, and then you can say order with, and then we say status equal, and then we say status update. That's the way it should be. I don't understand all this other stuff. Yeah, that was just wrong. And I probably can't bind over this, can I? We'll do here. We'll do here. Where else is order being referenced? It looks like that's it. Okay. But we need a quote. A quote is a request in the price. Well, we know that updated order should have a request on it. No, it has a request ID. Okay. So that's a negative right now. Yeah, observer. All right, so I gotta get the actual quote from this order. And this order only has a request ID. It does have JSON though. I don't know if that JSON is I don't know what that JSON is though. If I try to launch Azure Explorer, Azure Storage Explorer, I think it was my first time launching it since I updated the version. And there's local and attached. I don't know which one to choose. This says tables over here. Okay, fine. Yeah, we could ignore all the other stuff. So this is the orders table. And actually it doesn't have anything in it. You don't have anything in it. Okay. When did we create an order? There should be a delivery request, right? You would think that that would have some notion of order. And an order and delivery request is different from an order in our courier service. Or is it? I mean, it's different. We gotta figure out what that JSON is. This JSON serializes to what type? Come here. Can I do a control F12 or shift F12 to see how it's being used? No. What about no? No. No. Okay. So this isn't very helpful. Here's a JSON request that serializes a request. Okay, here we go. First of all, let's put some space in here. So a request is a arrived at drop off. Let me see. It's a courier ID, a request, and a timestamp. That's what the JSON is. That's what it looks like. Okay. And I think there's just, it's the same type with just different names for the container, right? So it's the wrappers have the same identical properties. It's just the names of they're the same type. They're not the same types, but they have the same properties on them, and it's just a different name that we give to the type. So okay. So there should be there's a arrived at pickup. There's a courier accepted. No, we don't care about that. Courier response. Oh. Okay. But if there's a arrived at, this is getting confusing. If there is a arrived at pickup, there should be an en route to pickup as well. There's en route to drop off. That doesn't make sense. There should be an en route. Why isn't there an en route to pick up? Why don't you exist? And what's the name of the service? Courier service, right? Okay, so we'll take something like this, and we'll just create a en route name to it. Okay, so we'll do something like, it just feels off though. We'll do something like this. So we'll create a new type, call it, I don't know if en route is lowercase. I just have to follow this up. Hold up. I don't know if that's how you spell en route. We'll go with that for right now. Should that really be the name en route, or am I missing something? No, okay. I feel like that's probably going to conflict with some other type that I'll probably call it en route. Maybe not. This is en route to drop off as the name of a function. So maybe I'll update this to en route to pick up. Okay. So we have this. If I go back to my orchestrate over here, I want to, this whole quote thing, we want to take let en route to pick up, which is supposed to be like something like this, equal. And I feel like we should just be able to serialize this order.json. So it should be like JSON convert deserialize object, and then I guess if we have this type as a type parameter, then we probably don't need this over here. And then we just pass in the JSON. So we say order. We can say updated order dot JSON. It looks like something like that should work, right? And so what does that give us? Remember, in route exposes courier ID request and a timestamp. And so we want that request, right? So we say let request equal in route to pickup dot request, something like that. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to build up a quote. And so our quote is right, quote equal, and that's supposed to be, oh, there we go. How is he awake already? Request equals request, and then it has this price. I don't know if we actually can get that. I don't know if we can actually get that. This is a courier service, right? So I don't think courier service gets access to what the actual price is. That was my grand scheme of thinking of, keep this stuff as decoupled as possible, compartmentalize information for whoever really needs it. And so I doubt if I'm able to get that stuff in here. Does the request have a price? I doubt it, right? Carrier is customer. Yeah. So the only other thing I could think of is if we navigate to we gotta look for orders somewhere in here and see if anything is writing to it. So no for delivery request service. I find that hard to believe. Delivery request service doesn't have orders. Okay. Courier dispatch. Do you have orders? I'll put in double quotes. It doesn't have that either. What other service would have? Let's see. Orders. Okay. We have this right here in our tests. But this is called this is a function for deleting. All right, is there anything else in here? Match. And then I have this order entity. All right, so what does this order entity have? It's the same thing that we saw earlier, except it doesn't have doesn't have a JSON field. All right, so something in here has a price. Where's my? I don't even know what service I'm in anymore. It's none of this. Is it a courier service? Which one was I in? All right. Why am I trying to construct a quote? Because I need to send a paid delivery service to the courier dispatch in order for it to find a new courier. That's why. Okay. Somewhere I have a price stored. There's a payment intent. That probably has it. Amount is right here. So I could query this payment intent. There's two tables. So it looks like this payment intent table. What the freak, man? Hold on. So there's a payment intent table that has a request ID on here. And we can somehow query this table. It looks like it would just be a linear search, right? Because the request ID it's not a partition key, it's not a row key. It just happens to be another field. Unless I have access to a payment intent ID. Go back to the courier service. Is there a payment intent ID? Okay. Is there a payment intent ID I have access to? You okay? It's not in order. This request. What is my request? Yeah, the request is not going to have it. So it looks like I'm going to have to do a query, which do I introduce a query to the system just to get a price? So I do a table lookup for a price given a request ID just so that I can generate this quote? Or is it okay to include the price for an order? And I would say the latter part is probably not appropriate just because these types have matured so much across this distributed system that I'm building that if I had a property on here, then I have to go through a whole bunch of other services and add a property for that same structure and those solutions as well. It's not worth it, man. So it looks like there would be what's the name of this payment intent table? It looks like there would be like a let payment intent Can't spell intent. Let payment intent. And I'm almost positive. I do have a payment intent. Well, that's payment intent ID. So let payment intent, and it would be of a payment intent type equal. And am I in my? Yeah, I'm in my channels, right? Equal, and then you would have. You have something like, I don't know. You would have something like query payment intent, and then you would give it a request ID like this. And then that payment intent would have an amount that we would plug in right here. Something like that. So this code has to be written. Specification. Where's data transfer? Down here, we would have a type payment intent equal. Okay, so like that. I don't think I need to decorate it with data contract and data member attributes or field attributes. Reference this field over here, and the payment intent has a ID, payment intent ID of payment intent ID is a type, which is a type alias for a string. It has a request ID. Something like that. And doesn't know the request ID. So delivery request ID is a type alias, right? Amount, capture ID. Amount, I've learned it's just better off to make things double instead of decimal. Capture ID is a string. Oh, this is rocket science. I doubt if I have a capture ID defined. We'll just say string. There's canceled, which is canceled is never set. And then there's a timestamp. That's weird. Like cancel doesn't have any values set to it, which introduces issues. But we know it's going to be a type bool, right? Regardless. Then there's a timestamp. That's date time. Yeah, so that's pretty much it right there. Have I hit 1 hour yet? I'm at 45 minutes. Okay. Control Shift B. This payment intent should now get recognized. We still got to write a query payment intent operation. I don't know where that's going to be at. There's Azure table operations, but this is very abstract, low level. There's Azure table.courier. Yeah, this looks like I would probably do it right here. As long as this is, yeah, this looks like I would do it here. Let's just check. Subscribe, yeah, table name, do it right here. But that's for your tracker. Azure table requests. So Azure table operations or level operations, Azure table courier is all about the courier tracker. It's just this right here. Azure table requests is, I guess these are orders. Yeah. And so I guess I would, is it okay if I throw it in here? I think it is. All right, so I have something like let query, in this case, it would just be payment intent. Oh, he was supposed to be napping. And this would be a go like this. Okay. The question is, why is there for open requests a table name? Why is that even in there? I feel like this is, who's a client to this? Open requests. Oh, I'm gonna hop off. Who is the client to this? Everything is, this is updated sync. All right, well, who's the client to updated sync? Orders. Yeah, so this isn't necessary. It's an order tracker. You're not necessary. This would just be orders. All right. Yeah. And so the same thing would be over here, open requests, like it's orders. So table, what? Table orders. That's it. Like it's already based on it. The module defines the context. So payment intent makes me feel a little bit better. What did I just do? Yeah, so I can just like that. And right now, it's just going to be a sequence, an empty sequence. But this is async, right? So we can at least do due diligence to say try, and then with, and then exception goes to, and then we can say return there, ex dot get, it should be a get base exception, something like that. And then dot message, something like that, right? And this try does something. Okay. Right now, that's going to be a return error, and then it'll just say not implemented, not implemented, something like that. And this would be a sync, right? So you would have a sync block like the go back. You would have a sync block like this. Okay. And that Get base exception. That should be straight. The reason why it has a red squiggly is because I don't have it within parentheses. Okay. And I gotta hop off of here now. Let's see. Go back to where I was originally. I'm gonna have hella compilation errors now. Let's just go ahead and visit them. This order is no longer needed. And this order is no longer needed. And this order is no longer needed. And like that. All right, I'm hopping off. I gotta go. Peace. Bye.